So hello everyone, hope you're doing good. Welcome back to my channel. Today we are at day 2 of the May daily lead code challenge, right? And we have an easy question in front of us. Let us see what the question is. It's question 1822. Sign of the product of an array. Okay. The name of the question is making it very clear what the question is all about, right? So let me quickly give you a gift of the question. What the question asks is, see, you will have to do a multiplication of all the numbers present in the given array, okay? And finally, if the answer comes positive, you have to return 1. If the result of the product is a negative number, you have to return -1. And if the result of the product is 0, you have to return 0. That is what is the meaning of the question. They have given it in different way. Slightly, see, if you just go through it, you will understand. I have given you the gist of the question, right? They are defining as function like this, which returns 1 if the number is positive, negative if the number is negative, sorry, -1 if the number is negative, and 0 if the number is 0. What they're asking is let product be a product of all the values in the given array, and we have to return if we have to pass this product in that have a function, and we have to return. So the ultimately what the question is, do a product of all the numbers. If the final answer is positive, return 1. If it's negative, return -1. If it's 0, return 0. And let me tell you very briefly here, if you're using C++ or any such language, what will happen is if there is a possibility of overflow, right? Because see the constraints here, it's going to be around 1000. It's not a small number. There will be 1000 numbers which we are going to multiply, and each number, if you see, they are going to be between -1000 and -100 and 100. So there is a possibility of overflow, right? So if you multiply all the numbers as it is, there is a possibility of overflow. Uh, Sometimes you see, ultimately you have to pass all test cases, right? If you pass one or two test cases, then it not, see, that is okay. But ultimately, if you have to pass all the big test cases, you have to design optimized solution. That is the basic idea here. So these things will be important if you are getting this question into. But I will definitely say it's on the easier side. So what I am doing is I'm using only one here variable here is I'm calling it count negative. Okay, count neg, which is count negative, initializing with 1. I will show you my code, then I will explain my logic. Okay, I is going to be each number in my array. Okay, I is going to be these numbers. I'm iterating I. I'm iterating this array through I, right? If I find a 0 here, okay. If I find a 0 here, I know that even if a single 0 exists, the whole multiplication result will be 0, right? So no need to proceed further. Return. Okay, return means come out of this function, return 0. Okay, our program will end here itself, right? Other than that, if I find a negative number, okay, if I find a negative number I less than 0, what I'll do is I will just multiply -1 to my count neg. Try to understand the logic here, what is happening. See, it is 1, okay. If I notice a first negative number, okay, what I will do, I will make it -1, okay. If I notice another negative number, what I will do, I will make it 1, because -1 into -1 is 1, okay. So if so the idea is, if there are odd number of negative numbers, then the final product will be negative. If there are even number of negative numbers, the final product will be positive. That is the basic idea, right? So that's what it will be. Initially it will be initially it is 1, then it will become -1, then it will become 1, and it will become -1 again, and then it will become 1 again. So if you see, what the idea here is, if there are odd number of negative numbers, if there are odd negative numbers, it will be -1. Okay, and the answer will be -1. If there are even number of negative numbers, the answer will be 1. This is how it will be turning and changing. Okay, that is the basic idea. And finally, I will return the count negative. So this is the only thing which you have to see in. If this question comes to interview, they will be testing you if you are able to design this kind of solution or not. If you are really doing the brute force approach, which is like directly multiplying the numbers and checking the sign, then yeah, that is how it is, right? If you do in a brute force approach, first you will be not be able to clear all the test cases, and then you will have to think what is actually required of this question. We just require the sign of the final product, right? We do not require the real answer of the final product. So this is how you will come to the solution. So yeah, friends, that was all for today, and let me tell you, it's going to be a O of an approach, and in terms of time complexity, in terms of space complexity, it is going to be O of 1, because we're only using a single variable here extra. Okay. So yeah, friends, that was all for today. If you have any doubts, please do comment below. And this solution is nearly 70 to 80% faster. Yeah, thanks a lot.